Got it. Okay, I'd like to call to order the Katuitt Fire District Board of Fire Commissioners meeting of October 11th, 2020. The time is 17:30. Present,
Commissioner Pizzano,
Commissioner Conley,
Commissioner Zace.
Chief Brown is with us as well. Alrighty, recording, we're recording, so that's cool. Call to order, we've come to order. Any public comment for us today, Chief?
Yes, sir. There is nothing in the chat and no emails received.
Okay, thank you. Review and approval of previous minutes. Did everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I did. Lieutenant Amento's name was abbreviated in one of the lines of the minutes. I forget which one, but it chopped off the beginning of his name. So that should be corrected. But I didn't see anything else. I didn't have any problem with the content.
Are you referring to Jen? Is that who you're referring to?
Or was it Lieutenant Mento?
Oh, well, I got it. It was Lieutenant Mento. Yeah, I saw that. Okay. And then the only thing I saw is that Conley is spelled a couple different ways in there. So
I'll address that.
that's just it's a nit, but it is what it is, you know? So
I
other than
always
that,
thought it was just you being flexible.
yeah, I am flexible. It's a new me, Vic. So, yes.
There's
Either way,
there's
Go
actually
ahead.
one point under the expenditure ledger that I'd like to point out to you gentlemen. Just for clarity, Chief answered that under the educational incentive, Chief answered that most employees get it in the lump sum when they are hired, and it's a one-time thing. It is actually it is annual. It's a lump sum annually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the minutes were correct. It's just that you're correcting how you would respond to the question.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, so it's an
Okay.
annual, not just when they're hired.
Got it. So with the couple of spelling comments, excuse me, we referenced, do we have any major issues or any concerns?
No.
Okay, do we have any motions?
Move to accept the minutes as to be amended as mentioned.
Second,
All those in favor?
yeah,
Aye. It's unanimous. The minutes are approved. Thank you, Chief. Chief, I'm going to turn things over to you for your report, monthly activities, et cetera, et cetera.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. So starting with responses for September, we had a total of 80 responses. We had one building fires, 62 EMS, one hazardous condition, 3 service calls, 2 good intent, and 11 false alarms. Any questions under the responses?
No.
Administration, the department hosted a September 11th remembrance ceremony, which some of you are in attendance, and thank you. We appreciate the event support that we received from the Katuitt Federated Church and getting that together and attending that. Hose testing is underway. It's that time of year in the fire department. We'll, out of this, I'll be developing a capital improvement plan for the hose, particularly on 263, which is in the capital project for fiscal year 25 to be replaced. But the hose is 29 years old, and the standard for life expectancy on that is 30 years. So we'll be putting something together for consideration at some point. Any questions under the admin?
I don't know if it's the proper place, but I wanted to ask you in terms of the expenditure ledger question. Let me put it out there and you can get to it as available, and it has to do with the listed vehicle maintenance repairs. Because it shows an expenditure of 40% of the line item as of the 7th of this month. And I'm assuming that that does not reflect that 9,000 some invoice that we saw in your recent email. Is that right?
So that invoice went out and it may, and I'd have to go back and look at the detail, but that invoice has gone out in the warrant. And so it's likely that it has hit the most recent expenditure report, which came out, I believe, yesterday. But I haven't had a chance to go through that yet. So it may, I'll have to follow up with you on that, sir.
Okay, because I know it was of some concern whether we're gonna go through the roof on that line item this year with getting caught up on the preventive maintenance as well as repairs.
Yeah, and that is a bullet point under apparatus and equipment, which I can get there.
I'll wait for then.
Okay, all right. So, that's it under the admin. Any additional questions there? Under technology, the only new item there is that we've received three quotes from vendors on system upgrades for the telephone system at the firehouse. We're in the process of reviewing those now with some recommendations that will be forthcoming to the board. Personnel, positive citizen comments. I sent you all a copy in the shared folder of card we received from the Historical Society of Santuit and Katuitt. I'll attach that to the minutes when they're posted. Firefighter Williamson and Firefighter Gardner participated in the Katuitt Library Harvest Fest over the weekend, and they really had a great time there, and got a lot of positive feedback from the community through our social media outlets, and it was a great opportunity to interact with the village.
They did a good job with the little kids. I had the opportunity to take Jane up for a brief walk up there during the festival, and they had a great turnout, but the table was busy. They had a swarm of little kids and they had the little helmets and stuff, and it seemed like everybody was having a good time over there.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for the feedback. Lieutenant McNamara and Firefighter McPherson and I participated in the West Barnstable Rural Water Supply Drill. Participation in that event was coordinated by Firefighter McPherson. Training, we completed the hazmat metering training. We had an outside instructor come in and go over metering and air sampling. We offered that as a department drill. Firefighter Lee and Firefighter Gardner completed the car seat installation certification training, so we'll be able to offer that service again at the fire department to the community. And my appreciation to them for going through that. And we have a drill scheduled at an acquired structure this coming Friday. And we'll be doing some ground ladder work and some saw work at that acquired structure. So looking forward to that. That's what we have under personnel. Any questions there?
Two questions, Chief. What time on the 14th?
I see Lieutenant Amento is on, and what time was that posted for? I believe it's 0900.
Okay.
Do you have
And
anything on that, John? You're muted.
There we go. 09 to noon.
Thank you.
okay, thanks, John. And can you describe briefly the West Barnstable Rural Water Supply Drill? I'm just curious what that is.
Sure. So not all of the districts in the town and not all the towns on Cape Cod have fire hydrants. So, and then there could even potentially be a fire the size that it overwhelms the capacity of the water supply systems in a particular area. So the rural water supply is a system of porta tanks, which are collapsible swimming pools in the range of 1,500 to 2,000 gallons.
Oh, wow.
Some larger, and they they arrive, they drop, and then tankers shuttle water from a reliable water source and dump them into the porta tanks. Then fire engines draft out of the porta tanks and supply fire attack apparatus. If you have access to social media, there are a few pictures on the Facebook and Instagram accounts of the fire department. If not, I can send you pictures and examples of what the exercise looked like.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Great. Moving on to apparatus and equipment. New portables. I think I might have left that on there from last meeting. New portables and new mobiles have been programmed, and we're still waiting on external mics to deploy the new portables and some mobile chargers. The hydrogen cyanide meter and which is a byproduct, one of the byproducts of combustion and fire scenes, as well as our new 4-gas with the photoionizing detection capabilities, have been placed in service after the training that we received recently. Engine 265 is returned from PM and repairs and is back in service.
Chief?
Engine 2.
If I could do a quick interruption exactly at that point. Guys, I went back and checked the last ledger prior to this one. And I believe the $9,000 expenditure is showing on the current ledger. It was at 1,000 before, we're at 10,000 now, it was at 9,000. I didn't do the math, but that's my belief. Just an
Yeah,
FYI.
okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, that is, I would imagine it would have hit the ledger by now, so. All right, 263 is out at the vendor right now, the service vendor for PM. And once the PMs and during the PM process, they're going to be evaluating it for necessary repairs. And as of today, we still do not have a cost estimate for the repairs. 266, which is the marine unit, the original service plan was delayed. It's getting pulled tomorrow and delivered to the service vendor. We've been competing with the winterization process of a lot of other boats. So we're waiting to a point to pull it when the vendor would be able to get to it right away.
Okay.
Then under facilities, some repairs are completed to the ADA bathroom sink and the firehouse, and then some of the other repairs that needed to take place are underway. That is the end of the report. Any questions?
We
Yep.
got all the materials in for that bathroom repair finally?
Yes.
Great, great.
So
Thanks,
in the
Chief.
future, the doors will lock.
Yes.
On the bathrooms? Yeah.
I am just going to step away for one moment, gentlemen. I apologize.
Okay. So to this point, we can either take a quick 5 minute, or does anybody have any open items we would like to insert here?
I wanted to go back to this business about the vehicle maintenance cost. When we first talked about it and getting caught up on the PM and repairs for all the vehicles, we were concerned that we were going to go right through that line item.
Yeah.
But actually, we're at about 40%, a third of the way through the year. So we may have more flexibility unless this next report comes back with some really pricey repairs.
Right, so we have obviously two wild cards right now. The boat repair, that's that's going to be something, whatever it's going to be. The engine needs some work. And then whoever knows, 263 is going to be the biggest variable there. So we might be in good shape, or we might be in a bad position.
Yeah. Do we have any further information about the program with Sandwich about that spare ambulance.
Chief's gonna get to that, I believe, in a minute. He did talk to, about our new ambulance today to the gentleman. And, we're still waiting and, actually, I think he'll have some information, which basically he'll have no information shortly, right? Which means we're waiting on pricing, but I'll turn that back to him. Chief, the question just had come up about, ambulance new, ambulance spare. So I said you would probably be getting into that when you came back. So you came back right on time.
No new information on the shared resource. Still pending the arrival of the new ambulance in Sandwich before we can really have any forward momentum on that project. The new ambulance, we're waiting for Ford to release the costs for the 2023 cab and chassis. I was in touch with the vendor today. Still have not released the prices, and as soon as they do, we'll be able to move forward with that project.
Okay, thank you, because we still have the money originally allotted in a separate warrant for that spare ambulance project.
That's right.
And it may,
Yeah.
we may be looking at by springtime, a discussion about asking the district to approve taking a chunk of that to cover the increased cost of the new ambulance and revising our model for how to use a shared resource.
Yeah, we can, however, we decide to move forward with that, that project, we can continue that discussion and we'll hopefully get things going sooner than later with it all. But again, it's a very challenging situation across the industry, the fire service industry right now.
I would imagine. Not the vehicles that you want to have hung up in limbo the way it is.
Yeah, I was just actually discussing with another fire chief today that the engine that they're speccing out currently is 3 years anticipated delivery date.
Ooh,
It would be the same company that would likely be used by us, just keeping with what our current apparatus fleet is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
what's next?
Equipment, I think, Chief. So actually, you did, actually, I think you already did equipment, you already did facilities as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're good there. Okay, old business subcommittee reports. I believe we have only one subcommittee because we have disbanded the prior one of them. But any word from the school, Adam?
No, although I was over there the other day, organized by a group of district and village citizens, just to have a look at it again. So it's still there. No, but there's been no forward motion whatsoever that I'm aware of with us and the town.
Okay,
Was that the group that's interested in bringing a proposal to the district for other use?
Yes,
oh,
it's a good group, actually. They attracted people from all over the district that don't often get in the same room. People from Village Center, north of 28, Mariners Circle, down near your neck of the woods. It was an interesting group. But that has nothing to do with tonight's meeting.
got it. Thank you. Okay, old business, we're done. Any new business? Okay, if we
I have
have,
not been contacted by the Policy Advisory Committee for this year. I don't know who else is on it or who's supposed to take charge on it.
I've seen nothing at all. Adam, you were on that last year, right?
Yep, I have same thing. No one's contacted me.
I'll see if I can reach out. I actually will reach out to see if there's any action on that.
Okay.
Rick, unless you wanted to.
I'll leave it to you.
Okay. Thanks, appreciate it. Okay, do we have anything, well, actually, you know what we have to do? We have to put at the bottom of this, no, it's right there, excuse me, I missed it. Okay. Do we have any more public comment?
No, sir, no emails, nothing in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if that being said, I am going to propose under 3 to go into executive session under purpose 3, excuse me, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body, and chair so declares. Bargaining unit local 3642. The committee shall not return to open session. Do I have any motions?
Can we go into executive session?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, with
Yeah.
that,
John?
we'll,
Did we get
We
3?
will-
Adam, did you vote? Oh, you did. Okay, I'm sorry, I was looking down. Okay, thank you.
Bye,
With that,
gentlemen.
Jen,
Take
have a
care,
good,
John.
Jen, have a good night.
Take care.
Hey, John, same thing when
Yes.
I logged on. Same exact thing when I logged on. Except it said Sharon, that's why.
Well, my wife taught off this computer for years, well, during the pandemic, so Zoom is automatically set up to her.
I
I'm
gotcha.
perfectly okay with Mr. Jennifer Amento. It's all right.
Smart
Take care,
man.
gentlemen.
Have a good night, Lieutenant. Thank you.
all right, I
Okay.
just need to disconnect.
Shut off recording.
recording.